So Netflix
Should I cut?
allegedly
Okay.
has announced, at least that's what the internet has told me, but upon some Googling, I did not see the actual facts backing this up. But enough sources said it that I think something might be happening, that they're releasing 4 new Marvel shows.
Holy shit!
And this is in addition to our Punisher show we've already been told about.
And then in addition to Luke Cage.
Luke Cage not counted in this. The Iron Fist wing that we've not seen anything for, also not counted in this, but those still exist. This would be
So not Defenders.
no
other shows.
Something. This would come out after Defenders.
Very excited.
So Elektra from Bullseye getting her own spin-off show,
Oh.
which if I had to call a request on what this would be, it would be like her and Stick back in the day, like the training, like how she first came about, like things like that. Maybe
I
even
guess.
flashes of Murdoch in college stuff. I don't know.
So I don't know if we're gonna loop back and go in depth on each of these.
We
but
can do some talking now.
So like not that I didn't like the Elektra stuff in like, because people have like complained it's like one of those divisive things of like people say like I don't think anyone could not like the Punisher, but that second season of Daredevil was kind of broken up into like several chunks or whatever, and like the Elektra part was like exactly as much Elektra as I could like handle,
Tolerate.
and I do not want like any more really. Like, she's obviously in a big jar and she's going to come back as like a bad guy or something like that, and that's fine too, but I do not want a separate show with her.
I am interested enough to see it just because of how they've not done anything to me so far where I've been like, God damn, you screwed up the pooch on this one.
Yeah.
So I'm willing to see what they do with her, and I think you could have fun with that character.
You could, and
she's a character that
yeah.
is like on a coin that's like upways, where it could easily go bad and it could go good, but it's still stuck directly in the middle. She's on the fence.
I did like what I saw, but when you say like, "Hey, more of that," you're like, "No."
Again, that's what the context of the show is.
Right.
The second one, which interests me a lot, is She-Hulk the show.
Holy shit!
So She-Hulk the show.
She's a lawyer.
Yes. But that's super entertaining because then it acknowledges in the Netflix world that Hulk exists, because that's how you got She-Hulk.
I don't know the
She-Hulk
etymology
is
of She-Hulk.
Bruce Banner's cousin. She needed a blood transfusion, and he like gave her one right quick. And,
After
and
he
it
knew
gave
he
her-
was hulky.
she was gonna die.
Oh man!
So
did he
he
think there was any chance that could do that?
I don't know what he thought, but
Was it because they were cousins, right?
it was that like I can't let this person die.
Yeah.
Here's some blood. Blah,
Well, like
blah, blah.
Wolverine can give anyone his blood and they'll heal
Universal
for a bit,
donor.
right? Well, and like they will heal though for a
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
until that like runs out because you're not making new healing.
I don't know that
blood.
Bruce knows that about Wolverine or like.
No. I'm not saying he should have called him, and he can't because they're owned by different people now. Like as far as this goes, but like, can Hulk give his blood to people and make them hulky? That's not like a thing, right?
I don't think it is a.
This is an isolated incident, right?
It's not been done multiple times.
Okay.
Also, I think it's hard to try to get his blood.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't just have his blood, but I think people would like want his blood more
But like
if they could just
in some
use
things, she's just permanently green, and
Yeah.
she's like but still intelligent.
Yeah.
Another one, she has the power to turn at will.
Okay. Well, so it's a Netflix show. They'll probably go that she changes or whatever.
I would hope
But,
she's green all the time.
No. I was gonna say I want her to be green all the time. I want her in the courtroom, like 8 feet tall, like lawyering, right? 'Cause she's a lawyer.
She's a lawyer.
That's crazy to me. I really like that.
Super dope, and has a lot of potential to be awesome. And since the rumors I heard that in the next Avengers movie, you're going to get all the Marvel Netflix characters are going to make a cameo appearance,
Yeah.
which could tie the whole universe. If you have Hulk, you have this.
Which movie are they saying that for? The new.
That's
the new Avengers Infinity Gauntlet
Infinity
thing. That
Gauntlet,
one. Yeah.
They're going
Cool.
to at least make an appearance, is what I
Right.
heard.
Something might happen in that neighborhood,
Yes.
and then they'll whatever.
And it might be they have nothing to do with the thing. It could be like just like, oh, I'll get these people to safety. Wow, what is this? Like something like that. But even just appearing
take it
means
from
the
here.
worlds are all coming together. And
We'll
you've
take it
tied
from
all
here,
the world.
Cap, or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. And you're like, oh, it's
Something
fucking
better.
awesome.
So that could be super awesome. Bullseye is apparently getting his own show. This will be
Ooh.
your first like bad guy centric
Wait.
show.
Am I freaking out? Was he on the show yet?
I haven't seen him in the show.
Okay, I was gonna say, wait a minute. Is there a guy who? Okay, good. Well, because he's Colin Farrell in that
Yes.
Underrated, overrated, whatever movie.
Poorly rated.
But like, but we've not even seen the guy who is Bullseye, but not as Bullseye yet type thing, right?
You
Or
might
have we-
see him in Iron Fist, or you might see him in the Luke
Yes.
Cage series.
But so far we
'Cause
have not
he's
seen
just been
this
announced as a
character, right?
solo show, but you haven't
Okay.
heard anything.
But he has not been introduced or hinted at, right?
Not that I've noticed.
Because sometimes I, as like the not comic book as aficionado person, I'd miss like some, oh, that's his calling card or something like that.
I didn't pick up
like
anything if it was. And the fourth is Cloak and Dagger are going to get their own series.
That seems cool, right?
So a lot of this is very cool.
I don't know a lot about Cloak and Dagger. But,
I'm super interested just seeing how fast the internet version of these shows is expanding. And the Runaways are actually getting their own series on Amazon Prime.
I only know like a limited thing about them, but I love them.
I would have to guess they're going the Marvel Netflix route of high budget, or else how are you doing a Raptor that's routinely on the show?
Yeah, and there's
I would love it if it was puppets.
Things.
I would love puppets like Caliber puppets that you had in.
When you said puppets, I pictured 11 like sock puppets as the characters.
No, I meant
our parents are superheroes. Let's go do and like.
Like the Raptor from Jurassic Park, like as that is a puppet, like animatronics, like
not just
cool.
that weird TV tier of CG where it's like that's not in the room. What are you doing?
Yeah,
like the whole time.
But that's
they'll explain it.
They actually Amazon has just launched. I think this might be their first superhero show. The Tick has come back in a live action series, and they're releasing it episodically, like week by week.
I didn't know this. This is awesome.
I saw the first episode.
Is it good?
It's not bad. It's certainly there's budget on screen. It has a hint of awesome. The guy who's playing the Tick, the voice is good. His face is a little weird. He looks kind of like a serial killer to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's someone famous, but I like it. Like you see, the Arthur character is definitely the main character of the show, and he's a man who's like struggling with like some issues, conspiracy problems, and like this and that. His parents were killed by a bad guy when he was young, and there's a famous like Time magazine picture of like him like with a dropped ice cream and the bad guy who had just killed his parents. Like
that's so it's still like how's it? So I never watched the Patrick Warburton live action one, but I saw the cartoon. How does it like stack? So it's still like silly. It sounds like irreverent, funny, but with a modern update like thing.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I would recommend watching it. Maybe we'll watch that as a.
We should talk about that.
But that's pretty good.
I'm fucking in.
But seeing like this in the last like
so there's
2
growth
years,
in this market.
It's grown dramatically.
That's crazy.
And that just means so much good for me because these shows are not just superhero shows; they're good shows. People that don't really like superhero stuff are watching these shows, and that as a growing trend. When people said, "Oh, superhero movies are dead; the market is saturated," is not true. They just upped the ante and made things actually good.
No, and like what people didn't or don't understand is like. We've said this like a million times. Like Ant-Man's a heist movie. Thor is like a sword and sandals, sword and sandals. No, there's lasers. Like weird Stargate-y, Star Wars-y like juxtaposition of fucking shit. Captain America's like Bourne Identity, like hand-to-hand CQC, fucking awesome bullshit. Like they're all different enough movies that as long as you're not a person who's like, what the fuck are these ninjas running around? Like, as long as you're not that person who only watches World War II documentaries, there'll be something somewhere.
Everything can grab you in some direction.
And then you'll hear, oh, they're all going to be in a movie? Well, I liked that one. Oh, I saw that one. Oh, cool. And then you'll roll up into it.
I'm really looking forward to the first superhero horror movie.
Oh, my God.
And I always wanted to be the one that makes that movie.
Yeah.
But I'm happy just to watch it.
Okay. That's really cool.
You could easily, like, Batman could be a great horror movie.
People say Fantastic Four is sort of like a weird, like The Fly-ish sort of horror movie if you spin it like in that way or whatever.
But I mean, like delivering it as like picture a movie that is set in the Batman universe or in Gotham City, and it's just robbers. People like it's them living their life. They do something, or maybe murderers or Count Dracula, anything.
Bad guys.
But it's them in their hideout, and like. They hear noises and that one goes missing. What? This drag it out to be like in real time 1 hour of
like something happening. Yeah, that's like an awesome indie film idea too. I hope they've they have like a PG-13 sort of slant to their whole like universe or whatever. But I hope that expands.
It's going to change with the popularity of Deadpool and stuff like that.
Totally in, yeah.
So I plan on releasing a video, a solo video for each one of these topics with my pitches for what the next shows should be. But I'll give a sneak peek here as to what I want from this.
You mean after this round?
After this round.
Okay.
What heroes I would like a show about and what I think would be great. Chris Summers, Corsair, as you may know him, is Scott Summers' father.
Okay.
And
like,
I want a show based on him.
Isn't he like a space pirate?
He's a space pirate.
Okay.
So he gets like abducted pretty much and is in like these space pirates, and you'd have a backdrop of the Shi'ar Empire, which is like all this cool space stuff, but you'd get something kind of like Firefly but with mutants in space fighting other people with other powers, mutants.
He gets like Star-Lorded, he gets taken or
kind
something,
of.
right?
And I thought that if you're all tying everything in, you could even tie him in with the Guardians of the Galaxy at some point, because that it's just an awesome series. Like, could be an awesome series with that cool stuff. Because space popular, pirates popular, fucking mutants popular.
We saw
Marvel
several
kicking ass.
We saw several fake Fireflies on Netflix when we were browsing through looking for shows and stuff.
But this,
so
if you threw Marvel Netflix money into something
I'm
like
saying
this,
like you make a good one,
especially,
and I think people would want that.
It's a different. Like, all these shows are hitting on a different thing, and that's a different thing that's not really been hit on yet. And it's an underdeveloped character as most people would know him, and I think he could really
I think people are in all these properties are like looking for stuff that is like new, like you're saying, but like still familiar to some, and also doesn't intermingle or fucking like step on anything, because there's certain stuff where it's like, well, you can't do that, because why? Because that's Spider-Man's biggest villain, and Spider-Man's there now. We can't, like, everything is like locked up in certain ways.
Speaking of Spider-Man, Spider-Man is one that I would love to see Netflix do, and if they can work out the rights and get that actually happening, I would love to pick up on a Spider-Man show that starts like almost like right from the beginning. You could probably skip doing the actual I got bit by a spider cat.
Do that in the intro credits and just be
I would be like the first like 10 months of Spider-Man is where I would start it. Before Uncle Ben is dead. Like, he has powers, he's discovering who he is, so it's like a teen high school drama like type thing with Spider-Man, and that new kid is young enough that you could even like, we got him, bring him in and like do that show.
I was gonna say, so I have not seen Civil War, but I've seen who's playing Spider-Man and stuff like that, and I've heard the plans for Spider-Man: Homecoming and all that stuff, like the movie. But my take on it from the beginning was that was a mic touch. My take on it from the beginning was like, that would do better as like a show, right? It would be like,
I think that could be amazing.
Some sort of Saved by the Bell
watching.
Well, because he has to grapple with like, girls and like homework and bullshit, but also save shit.
He has a great,
and that's like,
it could be amazing.
Doing that episodically could be this awesome,
But if you picked up a show before Uncle Ben's death, everyone watching, you're watching it knowing Uncle Ben is gonna die, and you could make it a character that you really like someone you like that shows you how he really got to his morals and how he is the person he is.
With enough time to like develop, because in a lot of those movies we have one conversation, Peter, you have to, and then he dies, and you're like, okay, I knew, but fucking, why do we keep doing the same thing? Yeah.
Peter's character is like 16 in the new Marvel like booting of the program. If he's not younger, he's a young kid.
He's super young.
And if you started him then, Uncle Ben wouldn't die until he tried to do some shit and get some money. Like, so the timeline everything would change a little bit. Yeah. But I could see that happening. And I could that going.
That's
down.
That's like the finale of season 1 then, or something like
Potentially,
that. It's like, totally.
But that'd be cool. Another one that I think would be great is the Murlocs, like the X-Men, like the X-Men like from the X-Men franchise.
Sewer mutants.
So yeah, you'd have to again, there's rights and stuff because you don't have mutants at the moment. But if you could work all that out, I think a mutants underground thing, because you have two like types of mutants. Well, I guess there's 3 really. There's ones that there's 2. I'll go with 2.
There's like 8.
I'm going back to 3. So you have mutants that have powers that look like humans. You have mutants that look like mutants that have powers, and you have mutants that are just mutants that don't have any powers but look differently than you do. And a collection of those 2 separates are the kind of ones that got driven underground through mutant hate and all this bullshit and living in the sewers. But they have an interesting subculture and enemies and fights and this and that like could be great, especially if you put it on the backdrop of like the Mutant Registration Act, and they're on the lam trying to be hunted. And even if you make that a season 2 arc, just the beginning of like, they're a gang of awesome mutants underground, like doing shit.
Right.
Like that could be a very cool series.
Because if you were powerful enough but looked really weird, you could just do your own thing. These are guys who like,
you're stuck in the middle.
Well, and some of them are like refugees, right? That barely even have powers or something, right? So it's this weird sort of I dig that.
Like Beast is in the middle ground, where Beast looks like an animal, but Beast is also super strong. he was smart beforehand. Well, maybe depending on what series you're looking at, but regardless, he got a bonus as well as you know, the kind of look.
No one
but
is
some
showing-
people just look like Beast and have no powers.
No one is showing up with like pitchforks and torches because of Beast. He's like in his facility. He's a valued member of the team. But yeah, if you were just Beast, if you were like a local high school gym teacher and suddenly just beasted out or something like that, that would be like
things would go differently.
Oh
for
shit!
You.
Yeah, that would be
if
horrible.
you were just covered in scales or boils or like or just looked like a tiny like lizard midget.
I remember them in the cartoon actually, and this is fun to come full circle because some like Wolverine gives his blood to one of those guys in the cartoon, right? I have a distinct memory of a transfusion taking place. But to
you're
one of those
obsessed
people,
with blood
exactly.
transfusions. You might have finished.
It came up earlier, and now it's tying in. I think the little lizard guy, you know, in the coat, the little teal, right?
His name is like Mute or Leak or Leech. His name is Leech.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of like really cool things that can be done.
Would there be would it just be all unknowns, all new characters, or would there be did any X-Man...
I believe the leader of that group was Callisto, I think is her name.
Okay.
Just like there's a couple of like token mainstays that I would keep. But is your question just would you have any like
is there
big draws in that show?
Is there like a big name tie-in to like pull us into this world?
I don't think you'd even need one. I think there's
okay.
enough popularity with stuff that and you could draw up a amazing trailer of just a series of powers being used and like, you know, them being themselves and doing some cool stuff.
But there's no like mutant who like in the canon did a lot with the Morlocks or whatever.
Storm had a good play in, but I don't really like the Storm character as they've been doing her lately, so I would avoid it.
I was gonna say, oh, you could get that Storm. No, don't do that.
No.
Never mind. Oh shit.
But
I wonder if
Psylocke could be a great character to have a show. Just to run off a couple of things.
Yeah.
Like Weapon X would be an amazing show.
Yeah.
That would be a ridiculous show. Just that team of people, like, you know, Alpha Strike, however you want to do the rendition of the Canadian special forces. But like, I don't think it would be easy to get a Wolverine character in a show. But if I had to do a Wolverine show, which I hope I will one day,
which, you know, call me.
If I had to do a Wolverine show, I would do Patch. Are you familiar with Patch?
We've talked about Patch.
So Patch is Wolverine is assumed dead. He goes under a secret identity as like a private investigator in Mandapore, which is essentially Thailand. He has an eye patch on. He's kind of a James Bondian character. He doesn't use his claws unless he's like going to kill you, so there's no evidence that he was there. Like, super awesome. And I think that is an angle that could be a TV show super easily.
Yeah,
definitely. Like he takes cases, he does things. There's like underlying enemies.
Okay, wait. So what is his? He's a PI.
He's a private investigator.
Okay. For some reason, I thought he was like a gang leader or something like that.
Now he's like
Hulk. That's like Grey Hulk or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. We're getting there.
But Patch, like, just super awesome, and just trying to think because they're kind of rooting for characters that are not really CGI based. Yeah. They're ones that are more humanoid. Wolverine, of course, a human. You know, you could especially in that he's not using his claws tremendously.
No, it's perfect.
So it does lend itself. He'd have the healing factor though, and doing things, fighting dudes with guns, hand to hand, and killing bitches.
Right. It's like, I thought we shot him. I don't know, boss. Something happened or whatever. No, like and like because you have to introduce not Hugh Jackman, right?
Yes.
So like, what better way than to like put him in a suit and give him an eye patch and move him to Mandapore and just be like, here you go. It's like budget Tom Hardy guy.
I was just gonna say they should just get Tom Hardy because he can play anything.
Isn't he too old though now too? I forget how old he is.
No, he's not too old. It's not like Wolverine's a spring chicken.
No. But I feel like, I mean, anyone could play the character, especially in like this part of it. But I feel like what they're gonna be wanting to do now is to fucking like.
You mean get someone young that they can have forever?
Not Tom Holland young, not like Spider-Boy young, but like younger because now they know, because like the Wolverine thing, they're having an issue where he's like, holy shit, what the fuck, or something.
Even
like
Wolverine
that.
Origins as a TV show could be amazing. A period piece, Bone Claws, good ass shit.
Back in the day, sure.
That could be dope.
Yeah.
That could be dope for a show that like kicks back. Like, it's like a running show where, like, his first season enemy is, like, you know, Sabretooth, of course, and it's cutting back to them, like, back as children, and then now, and you could have completely different actors, because it would be, like, 100 years apart. That could be awesome. That might be my pick.
I like the character. It's going to be rough when they introduce, like, a new Wolverine to begin with, and I think...
That's why you have to put a spin on it.
So, a similar thing to the Morlock thing. It's going to be, like... I wonder, is there anything where Netflix can't, like, are there any Fox series on Netflix, and could they just do that? Would Marvel be like, hey, what the fuck? Like, I don't know how that works. I'm not read anything about that.
I don't. It's yet so hairy with these weird little contract bitch things that they do. I would hope that they could just be like, hey, you see, like Fox, Netflix, Marvel, we're a good team here. We've been doing good things. Can we get some properties here to do some stuff? We're gonna make you money. We'll make you money. We'll make content. The fans will be happy. We'll probably drive your comic sales. We can make your next movie a little bit better because people like your Fox now.
And we will now give you, rights for the next year. So for 2 films, you have the rights to this character now, and you go, oh, cool.
Something.
Like, no, because like that's like the worst kept secret ever, right? Is that all the fans are fighting over who's better and who has rights and who's whatever. Yeah. But all the companies are like, hey, if you like watching guys fly around and shoot out energy balls and like fight with swords, that's awesome because we're all doing that. And like, if you like it, fucking let's just make good good movies because no one knows what the fuck's going on. So let's just keep try and make the movies as good as possible so people want to come see the next one. Whatever. They're not like, oh shit, like
they can even like. I would even be more supportive of if movies and Netflix teamed up. So you had. Yeah. You had a show, and then maybe at the end of that show, there's a movie that's in theaters, or vice versa. Introduce a character in a movie, and then follow that out through a season of a show. Either way, that could be how you settle a dispute with, like, no, we each got ours.
Well, and like I hadn't thought about it until like this discussion again, but I thought about it like a long time ago. But like I think it's like literally a missed opportunity for the Spider-Man thing to not be like a series.
Yeah.
Because I don't think. There's never been like a live action series, right? Or has there? Yeah, no,
there was in the 70s,
a long time
and
ago,
it wasn't good.
Well, I don't even like remember it. It was like Hulk tier, like old show tier, whatever. Yeah. So yeah, and that's as we said earlier, that's a character where there's a lot going on. There's a lot of potential for something to happen. So yes, they should introduce a character in a movie and then have like a fucking.
Because especially now that we have
series.
Like fight choreography and the ability to make someone actually do the things their character's supposed to do.
Yeah.
Oh god, it could be amazing.
Because Daredevil's on a budget, but it's made like smartly. If you threw Daredevil money at that team and had them do like a Spider-Man-y thing wherever he's at,
yeah, I think he'd be fine.
I don't think that's a problem. I don't know.
No, because Daredevil's budget is pretty fine for like what they're doing.
Like season 2 stepped it up, but because we can tell that there's certain you can see like, oh, I see, this is like it's not. It's not that it's cheap or shitty. It's that you can tell that they don't have a ton of money and they're just doing stuff a certain way, but it works.
But someone is reading that script and saying, "All right, we can't do this or we can do that." They have that.
Exactly.
There's not been any real reaches where I'm like, you really shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake.
No, like you don't have those weird scenes that are in other bad things where you're like, well, why would you have a scene in this facility if you can only afford to dress it like that, or you can only afford to like I've never during Daredevil or like any of these new Netflix things said like, geez, do they only have one set, or like, geez, are there only 2 extras in the whole city? Like I've never had that feeling, even though there are scenes where you're like, shouldn't someone have walked by? Like, shouldn't something have happened? Like, you're just in the middle of a thing, but nothing's going. But you just forget about all that because you're drawn into the thing.
Well, good writing is enough to save a lot of things, but they're good writing and they're doing it right. So that's that combo effort, which a lot of things are not doing right now. You have one or the other, and they're just kind of a money grab.
TV's bad in general, and now we have all this good TV.
Yeah, no, very excited. So yeah, those are the
that's
things
the end of your list.
About. That's the ones I've been looking to do, and I think, like I said, I'm going to do like a video, like hashing out like what would actually be happening,
right?
And maybe make it in a fake Netflix announcement style of a video to try to grab those views. No, I'm just kidding.
Fake Netflix announcement style. Yeah, do like this would be the season 1 finale. If we get a season 2, we're going to introduce this, like break down the whole thing.
Yeah.
Then they'll just steal your ideas.
I don't even care.
It's perfect, right? Would that be worth it? You're like, well,
I've said that about a couple of things. Right. As long as you're doing something I want to do, because what is the alternative here? I keep my idea to myself. It doesn't happen, and I don't get to watch it. Yeah, that's worth it.
I was just gonna say, watching it is enough, right? If you if you thought it all through, and they clearly stole your idea, but you couldn't prove anything, just getting it would be reward enough, right? You'd be like, oh, if they did patch exactly like I wanted them to. They must have seen my video. Fuck, it's awesome. You'd be all like, yeah.
I'd be pretty down.
Exactly, 100%.
Yeah, I really would love patch though. I think that would be a really great.
Ever since you described it to me, and if you just Google image search, there's some dope ass like you're like, oh fuck, and like, not that it's anime or something like that, but it has a feel to me of certain awesome things like that, where I'm like, oh, it's like a noir-y, like you know, like because he's he's doing the stuff he's doing there and all that stuff. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome.